What's good, all my trader homies? It's your boy Kevin from Touchdown Trades, your stock market BFF. Today we're going to be breaking down this Workhorse stock. WKHS is the ticker. You guys are all familiar with it. Today we're going to be talking about some new updates with the stock. We're going to be talking about some new contract that they have signed. We're going to be talking about the Q2 earnings release, and we're going to be talking about some updates with the USPS new truck contract. It's going to be a good video, and at the end of the video I'll tell you my opinion whether this thing is ready to take off and there's more upside potential, or if this is a stock that we should be staying away from. So stay tuned for today's Touchdown Trades market analysis. All right, guys. So the last time we talked about this Workhorse, we talked about how it had made a huge move up from $1.30 and it was just ripping higher. It was very strong with the whole EV sector being strong, and we talked about it right before the Q2 earnings report, and the Q2 earnings report came back kind of soft. The numbers were weaker than expected, and we got this sell-off here due to the earnings report. However, there has been some new updates, some new contracts that they have signed that we're going to talk about today, as well as some technical and fundamental analysis. At the end of the video, we'll talk about some updates with the USPS contract, and we'll break down this thing and see if we can get into a trade in this Workhorse. So let's jump right into the news. All right, guys, so Workhorse reported Q2 earnings. They kind of missed the ship there. We were expecting, as Workhorse enthusiasts and Workhorse backers, we were expecting better than what we got. We got a loss of 12 cents per share. It wasn't horrible, and the market didn't react horribly to the earnings. However, it was a sort of a miss. I was expecting better than what they reported. We learned recently that Workhorse has made a deal with Ryder. Ryder is a big truck rental service. They rent trucks, delivery trucks, to companies that are in the delivery truck industry, such as moving equipment, delivery services, that type of thing. Ryder is a huge company. You've seen their trucks driving around. I'm sure you've seen them out and about. So Ryder and Workhorse have signed a deal, and Workhorse is going to provide Ryder with their C-Series electric van. So Ryder is going to be able to provide their customers with the Workhorse van, and this is huge news for Workhorse because Ryder is a company that has tons of existing customers that would love to transition their fleets from gas to electric. So Workhorse inking this deal with Ryder is huge for Workhorse. It's bigger for Workhorse than it is for Ryder, no doubt about it. And Ryder's customers will be able to rent to their customers these C1000s on a long-term basis, meaning companies will be able to lease these vans from Ryder, direct from Ryder, instead of buying from Workhorse. This is huge because, number one, Ryder already has a large existing customer base, and number two, one of the big downfalls of a company like Workhorse is maintenance, right? Companies that are in the delivery industry and are looking to purchase products from a company such as Workhorse, their number one concern is going to be maintenance and where can they get these electrical vehicles fixed. And when they lease a van, a Workhorse van from Ryder, they don't have to worry about that. If something goes wrong with the van, Ryder will take care of it and fix it for them and get the van back to them. The most important thing about the Ryder deal to me is that Ryder will provide all maintenance for Workhorse vehicles around the country. This is a bigger deal than it is to sell a few vehicles to Ryder, because now companies will be able to purchase vehicles straight from Workhorse and get them fixed via Ryder. So let's say 2 Men in a Truck, for example. I'm not saying that 2 Men in a Truck will ever buy from Workhorse, but let's just say 2 Men in a Truck buy from Workhorse. They buy 20 vans for a shop they got in Atlanta, a moving company they got in Atlanta, and one of the vans goes bad and they need to get something fixed on it. So they can take that van to Ryder and have it serviced. That is absolutely monster news for Workhorse, and it is a great step in the right direction. And what I would just want to show is this map of their locations around the United States. So what we can take from this news that they are going to ink with Workhorse, or already have inked with Workhorse. All right, so let's say a moving company in South Dakota buys 5 vehicles from Workhorse. One of the vehicles needs to get something fixed. They can go to this Ryder location right there in South Dakota and get that vehicle fixed. Same with any of these Ryder locations around the US. If you buy a Workhorse vehicle, you can take it in to any of these locations, any of these red dots, and get your Workhorse vehicle serviced. I think that's the biggest news that we've seen from Workhorse yet to date. We also learned that Workhorse received a 20 delivery vehicle order from Cincinnati-based E-Trucks, which is good news, but the Ryder news where we get the servicing from Ryder is absolutely way bigger news than this. This E-Trucks is a truck reseller. These are just small orders from a small company. It's good news, but it's nothing major. The Ryder news is what we need to be paying attention to. We've also learned that the UPS, not the USPS, UPS in Workhorse are doing a joint testing of the Horsefly system, which is the final stretch delivery using the Workhorse truck and the Workhorse drone, where you have the delivery driver pull into a neighborhood where there's maybe 3 or 4 deliveries. The drone will fly up and hit each of those deliveries real quick. And we all know why that's important today's day and age with the old Rona going around. Nobody wants anybody near their house or anywhere near their family. So the Workhorse Horsefly system is really big. And the fact that UPS is interested in Workhorse's technology is just another indicator that Workhorse is going in the right direction. All right, guys, some updates on the big USPS contract where Workhorse is one of 4 finalists trying to get the bids on the new USPS trucks. There is some discouraging updates here as the post office has been under scrutiny and their funding is under scrutiny due to the president and disputes over mail-in voting. This could be huge because if the current administration doesn't want to give the USPS any more funding, maybe is looking at pulling some funding from the USPS, we got a problem here, and it could impact the contract for new trucks. The administration could say, wait a second, you're not getting money for new trucks. We're pulling this, even though it's already gone through Congress. The President of the United States does have the power probably to say, wait a second, we're not going to be buying new trucks for the post office. If we're spending all this money on mail-in voting, we're going to put a pause on this and hold off for a second. That is not finalized, but the post office has been in the news a lot lately. So it has me wondering whether this deal will get done by the end of the year like it was originally speculated to be done by January of 2021. However, there is no concrete news that the deal is off and that there is not going to be new USPS trucks. I would keep my eye on it, keep my eye on the news regarding the post office, and any updates that I see, I will post to my channel as well. And if you guys have any updates on the contract, make sure to leave them down in the comment section down below. All right, guys, before we move on to the technical analysis section of the video where we're going to break down the chart, do me one big favor. You know what time it is. It's time to give the old like button to Touchdown Trades, snake eye jab in the eyes. That's how we do it here. We give the like button the old snake eye jab in the eyes because the like button is not our friend. He's our enemy. And when we have enemies, what do? We jab them right in the eye and we gouge those eyes out. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the Workhorse chart here and break down the technicals. So we got a pretty looking nice chart here, if I don't say so myself. Okay, we had the nice run up where we're up over 400% on the year. So we were down here trading at lows of $1.30, and we ran up with the EV sector. We ran up on company-specific catalysts, good news, and we've since been kind of just chopping around. But the good thing about this chart is that we've maintained this $14 pivot that is so crucial. Even after the bad earnings report right here, or the worse than expected earnings report, we still held over the $14 level, and this $14 pivot is crucial. If we break that pivot, I think we could get a sell down to retest this $10 area where we had quite a bit of volume traded at that $10 area. So if we do get a breakdown towards that $10, I'm full throttle buy. I'm throwing everything at this Workhorse. I'll freaking remortgage my house. I'll sell my kid for $50 so I can buy 5 more shares of this Workhorse. I'll sell my car and ride a moped everywhere I go if this thing breaks down to this $10. But this $14 level is crucial, and I think if we hold it, if we can continue to hold it, we could see this bull flag that we're in. We get a break of the bull flag, we could get a retest of these $23 highs right here. What this chart reminds me of a lot is this INVAX chart. Completely different sector and completely different stock. But if we look at this INVAX chart from just this perspective right here, let's look at it from like this, right? We had the run up, we had the bull flag, we were holding over this level at the $40 area for a couple weeks, and we had the nice bull flag, and once we broke over that bull flag, look what happened. It was straight to the moon. Okay, so the bull flag was way down here. That bull flag that we were in, we were holding over the $40 level, we retested it, same like Workhorse's chart, and then once we broke over it, we ran all the way up to $190. Let's go back to Workhorse's chart and look at it real quick, and you'll be able to see the similarities. Very similar chart, right? If you put the two charts together, we can do that real quick. All right, I got the two charts together. Look how this Workhorse chart is, and you have the pullback holding over 14, and then look at the same thing happened on INVAX. You have the run up, the pullback holding over 40, and then once you got the break of it, it was just off to the moon. So I think it's a very, very realistic chance that we get this Workhorse to break over this bull flag in the descending triangle, and we get a move way higher. So I'm very optimistic from a fundamental and news standpoint catalyst, and also a technical analysis standpoint. Everything is looking good. My only concern is this USPS contract because of the talks about pulling funding for the post office. All right, guys, so my opinion is, just to wrap things up, I really do like Workhorse, but I like it a lot better down here at $10, and I'm hoping I can get as many shares as I can down there at that prior $10 support. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing to the Realist Stock Market Trading channel on YouTube. Not the biggest, but it's the realest. That's how we do it. Real recognizes real, and we be real. All right, guys, I hope y'all liked it. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Until next time, peace.
Drop.